Good game time. So up next, we got a comedian reveals their new role in the animated Super Mario Brothers movie, which is coming up. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher this last name. I'm gonna try it though. Sebastian Mansicalo Calco confirmed on Brett
Not
Kreshner's
bad.
podcast Bertcast, good name, that
Bert
he'd be playing
Cuz?
Spike, who's presumably the character from the NES game Wrecking Crew.
Right.
Um,
So people first thing that comes up when you look up Spike for Super Mario Brothers is this character. Um, but yeah, I'm glad this article from Nintendo Life
yeah,
is talking about Wrecking Crew because they think, especially for it being a speaking role, that it'll probably be that character that you see on the right. And this is like an animated version of it. This is not. If I tried to show you the pixelated version from the Wrecking
it wouldn't
Crew,
make any sense. Yeah.
yeah, just wasn't going to look good. And there's a few other versions we just couldn't quite grab those images. But basically, he's the foreman for that group that works in the crew for Wrecking Crew. So yeah, I didn't know that there was an animated Super Mario Brothers movie coming out.
Similar, yeah. I guess they learned their lesson the first time. Like, all right, we're gonna make a movie. We ain't gonna do it live action. We already did that.
Yeah, or at least get the Koopas looking better. So
Yeah.
that I don't know what that was supposed to be.
A travesty. That's what it was.
Travesty. Speaking of travesties, if y'all have been
Oh
following
yeah.
the survival horror game Abandoned, back in April we got a little bit of a teaser trailer, and sometime this month we are going to get a trailer for the game. I say sometime this month because actually let's just back up. So since then, since April, there's been a subreddit for the game, which has, yeah, they know the title's Abandoned. They really think that Abandoned is like some of the theories have been that Abandoned is a play on words because the Silent Hills game, which Hideo Kojima was going to make before he left Konami, and Konami and Hideo Kojima rift split. So basically, that's that game with Norman Reedus, which Walking Dead, that we thought we were going to get, didn't happen. You know, some people still have the demos on their PlayStations, so they can still play for that demo of it, so they never lose it. Some kind of like Scott Pilgrim.
Hmm.
So since this trailer came out, everyone just thinks it's Silent Hills, and could Sony and Blue Box Studios tomorrow come out with something and be like, "Haha, psych! It actually true that could happen," but as of what is today, August 16th, 2021, there's nothing else aside from just fan speculation to say that this is a Silent Hills game. With Konami not being involved, as far as we know, that also means there's a licensing and property issue there. So I don't know what, now Konami said later that, hey, we're in this, then just let it run rampant. So I bring you all that to fast forward to August. Fans have been biting at the bit. I can't find the Twitch user's name, but I'll should see if I can link it later because he did a 24-hour stream in anticipation for this trailer coming out on the 13th, Friday the 13th, and got burned because of his own speculation.
The fool.
A fool. Now, this is where I have to at least throw some shade onto Sony and Blue Box because they released an app that has a little bit of a video clip in it, but it's only 5 seconds long. And then some users have IGN pulled a full video of that showing you kind of walking around the app a little bit. And they're being very clear. They're stating very clearly, the teaser's not ready yet. We will eventually release that, but the teaser's not ready yet. And there's just like a little bit of clip of someone walking around, and then that's it. It's done. And the subreddit has lost their minds. They cannot handle it. So did they troll the fans? I mean, maybe because they said something was going to come out this weekend on the 13th, Friday the 13th. So I think they had to take some blame there, but also you shouldn't have said anything because you got to realize your base just
shut up and just drop it when it's done. Just drop it.
Yeah, but yeah, let me finish. You're right. The fans trolled themselves because to be fair to the company before this point, They didn't say this was gonna happen. I'm just watching this unfold, and I'm just like,
his hopes and dreams portrayed him. Yeah,
all
for
right,
real, 100%.
we gotta put that on the stream.
It's it's like, oh man, where have I seen fan theories ruin an experience for a whole bunch of people? But it sounds so familiar, but I just can't place what possible community that I could have seen where fan theories ruin the experience for a whole bunch of people.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
It's wild.
Yeah. All right, what is next?
We got a new teaser for Call of Duty Vanguard. And it exists.
Yeah,
we're not gonna talk about it because it's Activision Blizzard, and if you've been paying attention for like the last like 3 shows, they got some stuff going on. They need to figure some things out. But we're not going to give them any publicity, but we will briefly give an anecdote of why they're in hot water, and it's basically for massive charges across the entire company, pretty much everywhere that they have space, for gross sexual misconduct against their female employees. There are several lawsuits. There are thousands of employees who have signed a letter saying that their public address about said lawsuits is not sufficient and does not represent the goals and the wants and the minds of the employees. Whole bunch of stuff. So, Activision, you need to get your shit together. But we ain't going to talk about you right now unless it's negative and talking about what the employees are trying to get you to do and the lawsuits that you have to deal with. Unless it's about that, we're going to keep it rolling.
What drives me nuts is other site. And I guess I'm not trying to throw barbs to other news sites, but come on, y'all. Like everyone's caught up and is reporting on it. So then why are you talking about the game?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it will be there. It's not going anywhere. You can all catch up on the coverage of this. Hopefully, if Activision gets their shit together. But until then,
they ain't. Companies that big that are that shitty can't get all that shit together.
Right. Yes. I agree with that opinion. I think it'll, like we talked about before, like they're probably gonna need to do more.
You got to cut the whole tree down and just plant new seeds.
But I think the least the media could do is just
the bare minimum would be, you can't talk about how wow this is so bad, but then support the company anyway. Come on.
Mm-hmm. All right. So it's like other companies that I'm comfortable supporting for the moment is Xbox is going to get this actually makes a lot of sense that the current dashboard for the Xbox One is not actually displaying at 4K, right? Like it looks really good on the 4K display and or TV, but it's not actually pushing out a 4K signal unless your game, switches to, the game is pushed to 4K. But upcoming updates to the dashboard will have it running at 4K natively, so the movements and the motions on the dashboard be a lot more fluid and a lot more tight. Additionally, if you're an Xbox insider, you probably have already had access to this to be able to test out the new dashboard and a new night mode. So this will allow you to dim the brightness of the dashboard and your overall screen. Some of these things can be taken care of in game, but this would be an overall brightness setting that you can move towards your entire display. You can also set it to a schedule. So if you're playing on a brighter setting during the day, it will automatically switch to whatever time that you set it to turn on night mode. Additionally, this can also apply to your LED brightness on your controller and or the actual power button on the Xbox Series X itself.
Nice little upgrade to bring everybody up into the 4K future.
Yeah. The only thing the LED lights on the controller, really? I'm sorry. That cool that you can get that nitty gritty. I just when I read that, I was like, okay, the overall screen brightness, yeah, that makes sense. And then 4K okay, but you know what? I currently play with mine in a different room. So I
Mhm.
play in this room, but my Xbox is in another room. So maybe if I was in the dark and that bright ass sign was right in my face, maybe I would feel differently. You know.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh man. Let's see. Here we go. We got some Cyberpunk news. CD Projekt Red has continued to kind of to help continue to make good on its promises to continue to update and provide support for Cyberpunk, despite its uh, room slightly more less than room temperature flat soda reception. So the latest patch that's coming out is 1.3, which comes with some updates. They've only released a couple of things that are going to be included in this patch. Two of which include the capability to respec your character for a substantially reduced cost. Players of the game, for folks like Kenny and I who've already played it, basically like respecting your character is like such an expensive thing that you should just never do it unless you're
You're
at the
better off
beginning of the
starting
game.
over.
Yeah, unless you're at the beginning of the game and you accidentally put a skill point in something you didn't want to, and it's $500 or $5,000 to respec or whatever. At a certain point, it's just not cost effective to do. So they've changed that so that it vastly reduced the cost so that you can actually respec your character later in the game if you actually want to. Second on top of that was they modified the mini map whilst driving. People had complained many a time that like the mini map is just too zoomed in, and while trying to navigate, you often just zip right by wherever it is you're trying to go. Especially if you're driving anything more than the speed limit.
Yeah.
Um,
You'd be like, wow.
and,
Oh,
oh,
now you told me that.
it's basically just how GPS used to work, like back in like the 20 like the 2000s. They'd
Or
be
like
like,
turn
turn
out.
right here, recalculating. Oh, that was your turn. Why didn't you turn right there? My
You
bad,
didn't
fam.
say nothing.
Make a U-turn. But yeah, so those are just two of the things that they've announced. There's going to be more stuff that's going to come through once they release the patch notes. Don't believe they have a set date, but they have said that it's coming out soon. So if you're playing Cyberpunk and you're still doing that, or if you haven't yet picked it up, there's new patches coming. One of the more humorous points that I really enjoy is whenever there's a new patch that comes out for the 1.1 and for the 1.2, there's an influx of videos on YouTube, usually titled something to the effect of "Cyberpunk 2077 is fixed now," where they'll demonstrate some like a new feature that's in the game now, coupled with a new bug that's now in the game.
Great.
Yeah, my
Amazing.
favorite one that I saw was when they fixed the way that the police spawn. Um, more like Cyberflunk, nice. They fixed the way the police spawn so that they like don't just suddenly appear behind you, despite the fact no one was around you before, but they actually show up in cars or whatever. And he shows a bug where like he hits somebody with his car or something, and he turns onto the highway, and like, the police have a star, and then a police officer like spawns in his car but can't do anything about it. So he spawns in his car and like gets out while he's on the highway to shoot at him. I was like, that's a bug. That one's fantastic. Oh man, but yeah, Cyberpunk is getting some updates, so good
Yeah.
good for CD Projekt Red for, well, I guess more for good for the shareholders of CD Projekt Red for holding them to their promise.
How many times have you beaten it?
I just beat it though. Well, technically, I've beaten it, so I've gotten every ending that you can get, but I've only played through end to end one time, and then like once you get to the end of it, I just replayed to get all the endings and see what all the stuff was. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I'll go back and play it because as for all the jokes that I make, Cyberpunk 2077 is a good game. There's a lot of really good storytelling that's in there. Depending on what console you're playing it on, of course, it's like or PC. I'm playing on PC. The experience is pretty solid on PC. It's very clear that that's what they put most of their time into. It is a very good game. Like, if you're not playing on something that's ultra buggy, it's a very good game. There's a lot of fun to be had and a lot of good world building, a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, if y'all saw me today, I was playing Shin Megami Tensei, so I'll probably, as far as RPG Mondays, it's probably one I'm going to stick with for a bit. Maybe I could rotate. Like, I want to go back and finish it. Like, I really want to. The thing that was pissing me off the most was I was trying to stealth shit. And because clearly it would be like a mission that's like, I forget what her name is that represents the Night City PD.
Oh, no. I don't know.
But, you know, she wants you to like handle things discreetly all the time. And I would try to. And I'm like, I am doing everything possible to not trip these alarms. I'm like hacking them. I'm like taking out their optical displays. I'm like taking out, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter. So eventually I just like, fuck it. I'm just going to go in guns blazing. Like, so it just didn't matter. I'm like, I'm not going to keep wasting my time trying to stealth this if I'm still going to get blasted by you on the phone later. Be like, that wasn't it, dog.
Have you considered getting good? No, I'm kidding.
No, look. This isn't, now if it was Dark Souls, you'd have a point. Like, which also I still need I'm working on it. One thing at a time. We'll finish Nocturne. Actually, I might play some more after this. I was struggling because I got into a role. I finally got past the first bit intro and got into a role, and I was like, crap, I gotta stop to finish notes.
Yeah, it's like that. Yep, I feel you.